Hello, everybody. It's Ken Faulkner, and coming to you with another knife video. I'm channeling my inner Tim from Tim's School of Fish. Do check his channel out. He's always doing some good giveaways, and yeah, he's a funny guy. I got through my blade battles. Kind of came up with that name part way through it. But I like it. It's kind of fun. And on my last one, I know somebody commented. I can't remember the name. You know me and names. I apologize for that, but you'll know who you are. It was on the Spyderco one, and he said, "Well, now you got to go and take all the ones that won the battle and do the final. This is the finals, right? This is like the championship." But this is really just popular knives, the popular brand knives. And the number I have out here is, if this was all one brand, they would be in the popular brand case. Because it starts out about 6 and up. Obviously, that Spyderco one was a marathon. And it was fun and tough. Very tough. Now this one, I kind of thought at the beginning, oh, I already know who is going to win. But then you start thinking about it, and I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes you feel kind of biased on things, and when you start thinking, you kind of overthink. Maybe, I mean, I do that for sure. I overthink things, and then you start kind of maybe even, going against your bias to try to even it out. It's a hard thing. Anyway, this shouldn't be stressful or anything like that. It should be fun. But I don't want it to be a foregone conclusion. These are all really good knives. Some of the brands are really were more with my favorite towards the beginning and aren't as much towards the end. I think you kind of saw that. And maybe there'll be some new brand that pops up. I know Tempest Knives is always putting out good stuff. They may end up in the popular brand case. They may bump somebody out. But then he doesn't put them out as fast as a company like Kaiser does or Civivi does. These guys are pumping them out. Tucson has a ton of knives. I don't know how fast they're coming out, but boy, they got a backlog. And so, I mean, I could potentially go down that rabbit hole, that's for sure. So I think some of these ones where they're putting out a lot of knives could be not as much. But it just seems like, I don't know, I think other people feel this way too, that when they're pumping out so many knives, it's almost like you kind of lose interest. Now, if they come out with something really just amazing, that's great. But, anything that you're putting out design after design after design after design, the more that you're doing it, there's going to be some duds in there, right? I mean, maybe those duds are going to be super popular with somebody because there's such a wide variety. When you watch channels, and, especially those that are, more independent reviewing type thing, maybe not as much, and you do see it with the ones that are reviewing stuff that are coming in too, because they clearly have their preferences as well. But yeah, you just see that you watch somebody, they have preferences, and you just kind of expect it. You see, oh well, that is this blade shape, and he's not going to like that. That's got this kind of locking system. He's not going to like that. But that's great. I mean, just because I may not agree, and I'm the same way. And I've noticed that you guys, especially the ones that comment and watch a lot, will be very good at guessing what I'm going to pick. So I maybe I'm a little bit too, what's the word? Predictable. It's okay. I don't mind. Really, I mean, my tastes have changed over the years, clearly. But anyway, I got these knives here. They're all good knives because they're the top of the top ish. A lot of the ones that are the super premiums, I only have like one or two from a brand, but there's a reason for that, because I could buy a whole collection on the cost of some of those knives. You know, so so it's it's not necessarily the best of my whole collection, and that's this is hard enough. I don't know that I'm going to go that far, even if somebody suggested on the comments. It could sway me. I definitely read the comments. Chris Unprofessional Dad this morning on a video I was watching, talking about how he's had trouble. I know Scabs had trouble with that too. When you get bigger, Scabs, he'll say that he's not that big, but he is got a lot. I mean, in my eyes at least, he's got a ton of subscribers and a lot of people. But definitely Chris from Unprofessional Dad is doing great. I looked at it this morning. It's like 3,500 plus. I mean, that's really, really good. But he's on TikTok. So if you like his stuff, and he's on TikTok, I've seen a lot of them on Instagram. I do a little on Instagram, but everybody's kind of surprised when I actually do something there, because it's not that often. So I've kind of mentioned it out like on Instagram and stuff like that. And I've been talking about how I wanted to get the Devo Fireball. Boy, there was some crazy nights with Fireball, the drink. Not so much anymore. A lot of that craziness is out of my system, I think. But man, yeah, that's crazy nice. But anyway, it's not because of the name that I've got it. I think it's a great design, and I missed out on it before. And I did jump in. I had my timer all set. I mentioned this before too. I had the date and the time, and it popped up. Hey, an hour from now. Hey, a half hour from now. So I was there right away. Actually, when I first hopped on, when I was counting the seconds and I hopped right on, it still said, it says out of stock when it's not dropped yet. And I had to go back in and out a couple times. And I got nervous about it because I've had that problem when the 80-20.5 came out. It was like that, where I was pushing the buttons as fast as I could, trying to get it in my cart, and I'm not really good at the drops. Thankfully, I think because it's the second time this was dropping, maybe it was a little bit, and maybe it's just the market right now. I know I've heard a lot of people talking about the knife market's just not as hot right now, and it's probably because of money. I feel it. I really need to try to squeeze out what I can for Blade Show coming up. Anyway, let's get into this battle. I figured there would be this battle and a little bit of just knife news, rambling type stuff for me and my channel. So here we are. Don't remember what order we did these battles, but it doesn't matter. Obviously, I know that the Spyderco was the last one, so we got the Shaman. So it wasn't that long ago that I was flicking this one and just drooling all over it. I had to get a mop afterwards. It was just bad. I am just such a fanboy. Love Spydercos. It's hard for me to compare other knives to this brand, except some of the more premium stuff. The ones that are like semi-custom and all that kind of thing. But Spyderco for me is just top notch. I already got at least one other one that I've got my eyes on. Probably won't happen until maybe after Blade Show, unless they have. I don't know if they'll have something at Blade Show I want to get. I think that Spyderco's there. I gotta go back and check the list. There's always a list of vendors. So yeah, here's the Tall Boy, which I was super happy to get in Atlanta, and I'm pretty sure the last time I checked that Devo wasn't going to be at Blade Show West. And that kind of helped push me to go ahead and get that Fireball drop. Otherwise, I'd take my chances and kind of wait for it at the show. But I don't think they're going to be there, which is kind of odd because I thought in names, not Kevin. Damn it. He just commented on my video on Instagram too. I'm terrible. I should start this whole thing over because I can't remember the name. But you know who I'm talking about. I think he lives up that way, and I believe that they've been. I know they've been to Blades West before, so I thought maybe they would be there this year, but it doesn't look like it. So Tall Boy is definitely a great one. This is the one that I kind of was thinking that was going to win slam dunk. But the Tall Boy is great. The Valor is great, definitely up there. I really like this design. I don't know that it quite reaches to that level. I think I can bump off a couple of these right away, and it doesn't mean, obviously they won in their category, but it doesn't mean that they're not great knives. It's just there's levels, right? There's levels to everything, especially if you're like really into something. You got levels. If you're into sports, as far as most people I know have a team, but then they might root for some other teams as well. So I'm gonna say that the Kubi is gonna go. The funky handle design, I kind of overlook it because the action is so good on this one, and it's such a great knife, and I've just enjoyed it since the first day I bought it. Really like it, but I think that's going to go to the side now. We're going to get moving on this. I think the Brazen, Kronos kicked it out of the park on this one. Man, hit it out of the park, I guess I should say, since I'm talking about sports. Because this one is so nice, but it's just the less expensive knives, and this is the least expensive on here. There's like a certain amount of solidness that you kind of lose. It's kind of like that with this the Wisco when I did the Wisco. It's a great knife, and I really like it, but there's a certain lack of solidness that you get in some of these other ones. Now this one is got that solidness, and that's kind of why it's hard to, even though it's got that funkiness here, it's kind of hard to put it to the side because it has that. I don't. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. If you're only getting budget knives, maybe you won't have that difference, but yeah, this doesn't quite meet up with that solidness feel. Doesn't make it a bad knife. Like the liner lock is a little bit thin, that kind of thing. But that's what you're gonna get. That helps drop the price down, I think, for them. So we're moving on over, sliding on over. Maybe Tucson this one does have a real good quality feel. Great bolster lock. It is flipper only. That is probably this main, thing, because all the rest of these have something. So I think that this is going to go to the side, probably for the flipper only. Some knives that are flipper only are fantastic, but they really have to be fantastic to get out of that. Now this one doesn't have a flipper, so it's really basically a thumb or a middle finger. But when you have thumb studs on both sides, there are some knives with just on one side, and that's kind of a bummer for me too. I don't really like that. I like to have, especially thumb studs, because I can do the thumb really well with a thumb stud, as opposed to a lot of thumb holes I don't do as well. This is a lockback, super strong lockback, triad lock. It's got a big plus in so many areas, but for overall knifeness, it's got its own version of fidgetiness, and it is massively solid and cool, and well built out. So many things about the hollow grind. It's amazing. For the mods part of it, it would be up there with the Shaman. Maybe even that would be a close one. But for the knife in general, the design, I think I'm gonna put this one to the side. hard. It's hard because you know, if I lean into any particular category or any particular aspect of the knives, I could easily pick any of these knives for certain aspects. Well, then there were four, and you probably saw that I was already kind of on the fence on this one. Ferrum Forge design, really nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of aiming the way I was kind of thinking originally. We'll see. We'll see. So between these two, I think because the blade steel is part of it, get that premium Rex 45. And this one has a front flipper as well. I think that's keeping it in the race. So we're going to take the Valor, and it's going to go to the side. Okay. Oh, man. You know, I love all these knives for various reasons. Man, I mean, this has got such a good weight to it. The compression made easy CME from OCD for EDC. It's got a website if you want to get something from. I got moisture from that monster on my finger, on my hand. So good, so good. Front flipper as well, a subtle kind of hidden front flipper. Man, I really like that. I think the Fireball has this. From the picture, it looks like it does. That that liner lock that also gets compression from the grip when you have, you know, as you get on a frame lock, you get that compression from the grip to keep it, you know, locked in place when you're using the knife. But you don't have the problem with pressure on the lock bar. I mean, it's just really an ingenious design. It's so, I mean, it's really, really good. I love a recurve. Now, this was very subtle. Is it even a recurve? Yeah, I can kind of feel it. I like the thumb. I like the handle. Action's good. Rex 45. You know, this one's got the 15V. Multiple grips on there. God, that's such a good knife. And then a compression lock. I mean, one of the things is it can be a little hard actuating a compression lock sometimes, especially when it's got the nub on it. So that was kind of a downside to this one prior to the CME. But the CME, especially once you get used to it, I mean, at first it kind of throws you off. It's a little bit odd, but it's kind of more like a top liner lock now. Man, you know, I don't know if you can sense it, but I'm kind of fighting against just picking this one. I don't know why. I don't know why. This is like all titanium bolsters. I like the fact that it has micarta. I really like the designs. I'm sorry I'm dragging this out, guys. I really like the way this milling is on the hair. The way it expands out like a drop of water hit here, and the ripples are going across the pond. I mean, that is a really cool. I like that, like this one has good milling, okay, good grip to it, but it's all uniform. So that you don't really have as much design going into that, other than the fact that it's very ergonomic. Just the already design of the knife itself, and you know, this could be a downside for some people, but I really like that lock-in. But you know, it doesn't really have that extra pop of aesthetic. I love the bolster lock the bolster look, especially since they kind of swooped it down like this. I love myself some micarta too. I mean, it is hard. It is hard. All of these knives have so much going for them. Oh man, hollow grind, not hollow. All right, I gotta move on. I can't just stay here forever. Mystic is gonna go to the side. I know this knife is not for everybody. It's kind of big, but man, I really like it. I have always liked it, but it's going to the side. Okay. What are we going to do here? The clip. This is milled. Not deep carry. This is deep carry. Action. They're both basically a hole deployment, but then I can do the thumb on this one because it does have the stud. I love that carbon fiber as well as the milling. It's got a cool look to it. Can get the thumb on this one so well. You know, like I say, there's some holes I can't do it with, but this one I can get it. And this one does have that that unexpected front flipper. God, this is hard. I mean, weight-wise, if you didn't like heavy knives, you'd pick this one immediately. In the hand, man, the ergos. Okay, jimping. I was almost ready to just go with it with the ergos, because the Spyderco, the Shaman, has the better ergos for me. This one's a little narrow, so it doesn't feel, it feels like I'm squeezing my hand more close than I want to. They both have good choke up points. Man. Oh gosh. So hard. See, this has got that jimping up here, which is a really nice touch. And it has a hollow grind on it. Okay. This one could definitely go either way. I am just going to pick. I'm going to pick the tall boy. I'm going to give it to him. Maybe just because I was so excited about the fireball. Guys, it's really hard. I love that thickness of this blade, but I got to pick. Very hard to put the Shaman to the side. It's like nobody puts baby in the corner. Why'd I have to do that? Man. I tell you, Devo knives, one of my favorite brands. Definitely. I mean, Spyderco. But, you know, Devo doesn't have as many designs as Spyderco. And I really like Colin, damn it, I remembered. Colin St. Pierre. Colin St. Pierre? No. Is it? Oh, now it's CM Designs. Colin, oh God, it's horrible. I gotta look it up. Man, this is so bad. Knife. Oh, come on. This should be. It's it's my Saint Pierre Mason Pierre. Colin Mason Pierre. French. So hard. Oh gosh, I'm sorry guys. Anyway, great designer. Even if I struggle so hard with his name. Colin, let's call Kevin and Colin. Colin's a great designer, and Kevin is a great guider towards just awesomeness and knives. And together they just make this awesome team. And I'm still on the fence. I'm not sure that if I had to pick between the Shaman and this one as like the only knife, that would I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I've already decided. Number one, Tallboy. That's it, guys. What else we got coming up? I do have that knife bouncing around China. I'm looking at like all these different things. If you buy a knife with PayPal now, it'll tell you tracking. And then there's the shop thing that's in there. And both PayPal and shop are saying, oh, we're waiting for information. I have this China's tracking and with a tracking number, and it says that it landed in the United States. So I have the feeling that it's in customs here in the United States. So that's bouncing around. The Fireball's due Thursday, but hopefully it'll come earlier. So I'll be coming up with. I'm gonna continue doing collection. When I get to the where are we? It's almost 26. Wow. I'll make this quick. When we get to the mid-range case, I've already decided that that's where I'm going to pick my Faulkner 5 heading into Blade Show. So that's going to start early next month. Or end of this month, one or the other. It's coming up real quick. Man, Blade Show West. Anyway, I'm going to be picking from that. So when I do that collection video, that's when I'm going to select the 5. Because I've already decided I've done budget 5 before, and I've done like premium 5 before, and just general 5. So this is kind of like I always bounce around with different things. So that's where we're gonna go. That's that sweet spot I keep talking about, and that's where my knife mind is living right now. So that's where I'm gonna pick the 5 from, and we'll do it during the collection when we get up to that point. We're gonna start out with the budgets though, so that'll probably be tomorrow. All right, guys, that's enough talking for sure. Enough forgetting names. Enough just hemming and hawing and having a hard time deciding. So thank you for watching and putting up with me, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.